What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the channel. This is Lone Wolf, and in this video we're going to talk about our rotation. Alright, not just our rotation, but the talents behind them, what makes our spec works, the synergy, the focus, all that when it comes to rotations. Okay, and the reason I'm making this video is because I'm highly concerned. If you play this spec without your Azerites, your Azerite traits, like in the rhythm, the spec feels really slow. Alright, that's one. Obviously, every expansion pack we kind of be like, alright, we start slow, let's build up our haste. But the slow is so bad because our rotation doesn't consist of anything special. Not only does our rotation not consist of anything special, but our CDs, our major DPS CDs, do not give us anything special. Okay, it only allows you to use your rotation or to shoot out your aim shots faster, your rapid fires. You have a little bit more access, but you still have to use steady shot inside it, and arcane shot does not fit well unless you want to use steady shot more than I think one time is one too many within our true shot. The other thing I wanted to talk about is our talents. Okay, and what I'm finding is in PvP things feel much better. I've been doing a lot of PvP testing, doing a lot of arenas. I've been doing duels in my last stream, and PvP feels good because of the kiting. Okay, there is no I have to press this button after this one. It's more of a rotation depending on the situation at hand. Okay, so in PvP it feels a lot better because of that, because you're just waiting for the right moment to use the things that you need to use. In PvE, however, these talents don't bring anything that is like super incredible. Okay, the only talents that I see that make me feel good inside is volley and double tap. Okay, every other talent in the Marksmanship toolkit or talent tree is boring, and nothing that gives and there's nothing here that gives our rotation this amazing synergy or this specific, I don't know, this specific play. Nothing. It's just straight up, you aim shot, you have your rapid fire, you use precise shots when you can, but you can't when you use true shot, and then you steady shot to build focus. If I use Serpent Sting, then I just use Serpent Sting when Serpent Sting is about to go off. If I use Murder of Crows, this is a little bit more interesting because if the target dies, you get it back, so it's good to play around with that, so I like that. Master Marksman just gives us a bleed. I feel like the bleed aspect should just be built in to the spec. We're shooting bows, dude. We're shooting bows, or if we have a gun, we're shooting guns. This should just be baseline. Like, there is like no, like, oh my god, I'm not gonna bleed after shooting a target. That fantasy, it's not like I want to choose this fantasy. I feel like that is built in, just like Feral has bleeds, just like rogues have bleeds. This should have bleeds in a way, you know? Baseline. Explosive shot. It is very cool when you have low health mobs and they just come at every so often and you be able to use it. But that 30 seconds, it just doesn't compete with careful aim unless it's a very niche thing, and I guess that's what they're looking for. So I can't really say otherwise. Barrage should be something completely brand new because of this cap. I feel like Explosive Shot kind of fits this. It's only 30 seconds apart. 8 targets. 8 targets. So because you can hit 8 targets in this one. I don't know. I feel like Explosive Shot should just fill that role. Okay? Like, make Barrage seem something super. I mean, yes, you're just spraying bullets or whatever, but now that everything is capped, you're able to just hit 8 enemies and then that's it. Every 20 seconds. And then you have this one as 30. I don't know. This one just feels right. I guess this is the default. This is the default. These two are okay. Trailblazer is just too niche of a talent. Obviously, the default is camo if you're PvPing, and if you're PvEing, the default is natural mending. Trailblazer is just that odd talent that is not. I don't know. It just doesn't. It doesn't have. It doesn't give you this distinct marksmanship or hunter thing. You just stop attacking and you're moving for 30 seconds. There's like no cool vibe that goes with the spec. Steady focus, that should just be baked in. I mean, come on, steady focus. Steady focus is just you using steady shot and having a buff up. What's wrong with having that buff up? Maintaining a buff to your rotation baseline. You know? Streamline, this actually feels good. I don't know. I guess Streamline is way better than what we have in BFA. I would assume that this is the default, though I feel like Steady Focus is going to be awesome too to play with. We'll see. Chimera Shot, I mean, come on. Chimera Shot is literally Arcane Shot. So what they said was, if you're fighting 2 targets, we're going to give you this Chimera Shot that is basically 2 Arcane Shots. Binding Shackles, in my opinion, should be something not just for you. Your binding shot is an ability that not only helps you, but it allows you to help others. And I'm committing an entire talent to Binding Shackles, right? And all it does is reduces damage done to me. And because I do a lot of PvP, there's not many instances, unless I'm fighting a rogue or something, that I want to use Binding Shackles. Like I don't feel like I need the need to use Binding Shackles. Now, if it was like it helps everybody else, then boom, I would use Binding Shackles, right? Because it helps. Lethal shots. Lethal shots, you can tell off the bat because of our rotation, how is it functioning, that they had to buff it up because we're not going to use our arcane shots or chimera shot as much as we did in BFA. Alright, so they had to buff it up just because of that. Alright, so what's happening is, yes, they increased it to 30%, but since you're still not hitting or not using your arcane shots as much as before, it doesn't feel like it's making a huge change. Okay, now once you start getting into higher haste, you do see a slight difference, but I don't know. I think lethal shots is just something. I feel like it's a band-aid. I feel like lethal shots is a band-aid to something that could have been way better. Okay? Deadeye, like I said before, I feel like Deadeye is just gonna be viable the moment we get the Venthyr Covenant ability with Blade Shot. That's when this really is gonna shine, but in reality, you're only gonna be able to get one extra kill shot when this comes out, and it'll allow you to reserve kill shot a bit longer so you can finish out your rotation smoother. Alright, because you have 2 charges, so while one charge is up, the other one is still charging, you can hold that one charge until you cleared everything that you need to do in your rotation. The double tap feels amazing. I mean, it's a cooldown. You know when you use it, either your aim shot or your rapid fire is gonna do much more damage. That feels good. It feels good because you're anticipating it. You understand that I'm gonna become stronger when I press this ability. Calling the shots, it just gives you true shot more often, and true shot doesn't feel good. True shot does not feel good. So why don't want to choose this? We have a level 50 talent that is called Lock and Load. It's a level 50 talent, and it just gives you an 8% chance to cause your aim shot to cause no focus and be instant. I have mixed feelings about this because it's been in the game for a while, and you kind of just get used to the playstyle, but it's just so boring that all it does is gives you an instant aim shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's boring. It doesn't add anything crazy to your rotation. It just disrupts your rotation just a tad bit to make you have to use your arcane shots before you instant. And it's kind of awkward when it comes to your rapid fire because it's like you want to use your precise shots, and if your rapid fire comes off of cooldown and you still have your precise shots up, then you have to use your precise shot or you rapid fire, but then you might lose out on another proc of Lock and Load. I don't know, it's just so, it's something that it's just, I feel like today doesn't feel good anymore. Like today's age, Lock and Load doesn't feel good for Marksmanship hunters. And then volley, I like volley. It's something different. Not only does it give you damage on demand in a different way than any other thing that we have in our toolkit, it buffs, it gives you a buff to trick shot. This is what I'm talking about. The level, if you're having a level 50 talent, this makes sense. This makes sense. It is an ability that enhances your playstyle in a way that is very, very strong. You commit to it. If it works, boom. Lock and Load is just a proc, an 8% proc on your auto shot. It gives you an extra aim. You know? Like, this should be up here where Serpent Sting is. Now that we don't have the Master Marksman, this should be up here. Serpent Sting should just be baseline for Marksmanship Hunter. Chimera Shot should be the old Chimera Shot where it hits hard and it extends your Serpent Sting. That way we have some type of cool synergy going on, buff uptime. Steady Focus should be baseline and have something completely different. Lethal Shot should be cut out. Deadeye is alright. Double Tap is great. Volley is great. Lock and Load should be changed to something more interesting. Give Marksmanship Hunters something unique. If I go on a Shadow, the rotation is insane, guys. I'm gonna talk about a different. Let's go to Fury. To Fury, you kind of understand what's going on. You get your rage all the way to whatever it is. Get your rampage out. Try to maintain just all these strikes or whatever, but there's so much stuff going on. right? There's procs, there's this, there's ways for you to handle different scenarios in a much more meaningful way. You go to Arms Warrior, it's all about bleeds, hitting hard with your weapon, trying to get those perfect moments to align where you just do mad damage in that one instant. All right, their rotation is not that crazy different, but all this thing is happening where it makes the spec feels good. You go Shadow Priest, your rotation is simple. It's just dots, Mind Blast, and whatever your procs or talents give you, but it gives you managing your insanity. It gives you a cool cooldown that turns you into this void form, bloom, bloom, bloom. You have all these particles, all this crazy stuff going on. Feral druids, they're all about bleeds. They can go stealth. Their berserk is just insane, right? The new berserk is awesome. It feels great. You have balanced druids. Even though balanced druids, their gameplay is not as fun as in BFAs, they have things to balance. They have things that you want to check or whatever. Rogues, all of them, you got to keep your bleeds up, you got to keep your poisons up, you got to keep your combo points straight up. You have to do a lot of synergy with your stealth and all that stuff. With Marksmanship Hunters, the animations are dull, the talents are dull, the synergies between all the talents, like there is no like, oh my god, if I go down this thing, I'm gonna feel like this badass this. If I choose this way and this type of talents, I'm gonna go insane doing AoE. Well, and the reason I say that is because even though Vali is for AoE, it just doesn't feel right in the rotation. It doesn't feel right in the rotation, right? We have to find out whether the Sims, it's not like you yourself can understand when to use it, right? With enough practice and once the damage meters start working, you can understand if this starts working. I mean, when in the rotation can you use it, and you familiarize yourself. But for me to test right now, there is like, it's uncomfortable. I have to wait for my 2 charges of aim shot rapid fire, so I can hopefully get 1 aim shot there, rapid fire to another aim shot. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Chimera shot, something that was awesome to Marksmanship Hunters, man. It used to belong to Marksmanship Hunters. It's now Arcane Shot double. It's just Arcane Shot double. That's it. You throw 2 Arcane Shots, different animation. Like, we are literally around the corner from pre-patch, and this is where we at. This is where we at in our rotation in PvE. Regardless of the Sims, it can mean a lot of things. Tuning hasn't gone out like that, but playstyle, fantasy. Look at Beast Mastery, for instance. Beast Mastery, you have things to make your go and have fun with your beast. You have talents to make your beast even do more cool shit. You synergize with your beast. You have all this maintaining of focus and this little mini game, right? Survival. You have to get your mongoose ups. You have to try to get your bombs to hit. You can have wildfire infusion or whatever to make your bombs feel differently and make your rotation different. What does Marksmanship Hunters have, yo? Listen, this is how bad it is to me, the rotation. On some true stuff. The rotation is so bad that I hated Legion's rotation. I hated Legion's gameplay for Marksmanship Hunters. Or I disliked it, I should say. But yeah, I will go back to that than what we have today on pre-patch. Alright? And it concerns me because Shadowlands is coming out around the corner. And if people just tell me, hey, don't worry about it, the Covenants is gonna fix it, the Soulbinds is gonna fix this, and this and that, it's like, come on, dude. Give me a full spec. Give me an awesome, fun spec, and then add to that. Add to that. Enhancement shamans, everything. Go crazy. You have synergy with all sorts of things. Same with elemental. And here we have Marksmanship hunters with aim shot that can get an extra aim shot or another extra aim shot. Reset your rapid fires. Have a legendary to continue to reset your rapid fires. It doesn't give your rapid fire something cool. It just gives you more access to rapid fire. Listen. This is sad that we're in this state. It's really sad, man. I've been reading a lot of forums and understanding a lot of people's concerns, and some are wild, some are crazy, some are really good. But the thing, what I'm trying to say is that there is a lot of feedback. There's a lot of feedback, and yet it feels like we're going backwards when it comes to making things fun. Have synergy with this spec specifically. Alright, guys, that rant was serious, but I'm trying to be the light for Marksmanship. It's not that I don't find Marksmanship fun, it's just that I want it to be something special. I want it to make sense. I want the fantasy to make sense. Alright? With that being said, guys, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.